Today on Suncoast View, a facelift is on the way for Lido Beach concessions as the city picks a private group to take over the Lido landmark. We'll discuss.
And we're celebrating one of the most prestigious awards in food with a Suncoast chef who has been honored. We'll learn more about the James Beard Foundation.
And picking the perfect Christmas tree may be a lot more difficult than usual this year. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Tracy Freeman, the editor of Edible Sarasota. Great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me. We're happy you're here.
Great that you brought us another copy of the magazine. Not that I haven't read it, but so I can stare at the burger on the front a little bit more.
You only can stare, you can't eat.
Oh, it just reaches out and grabs
how you would eat that.
It's difficult, but it's manageable.
So you pick it up with both hands.
You do.
Oh.
It's delicious. It really is fantastic.
I'd like to try.
Yeah.
So burger's part of the fall issue. Can you give us just a little bit of preview of what's coming up next?
In the fall issue or the
No,
holiday?
the holiday
We have the
issue.
holiday issue coming out next week, and we feature Michael Saunders on the cover.
Oh,
Yes.
and this is the cook's edition,
Yes.
correct?
She lets us peek inside her fridge.
Really?
Yeah, so we visit her house, and yeah, it's a super cool article.
Wow, that is really cool.
Yeah.
What's the goal every year of that cook's edition?
To encourage people to cook more at home. So we've got some great recipes. We have great home cooks, global home cooks, all different flavors this year. Yeah, it's a great issue.
So you really cook a lot at home then?
I do, yeah. Well, I'm pretty busy, but I love to cook at home.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I really do.
Not me, so you can have my share of it.
Yeah, if you peek inside my fridge, all you'd see is styrofoam containers. I know, it's horrible.
And I love to cook, but like Tracy, it's really hard to find the time, and I will say I have stopped liking cooking under duress. You know, like someone has to be somewhere in 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, what's for dinner? Uh-oh, well, you're getting this, this, and this. Sorry.
And that takes the joy out of it.
It does. I'd like to put the joy back in it, but I think it has to do with time in life.
Yeah, I've already started for Thanksgiving. So I'm going home every night and cooking a little bit already. So
You're
so I
making
can
me
be
jealous.
ready. So
and
I
I'm
can be
pulling
ready.
an all-nighter Wednesday night, I have no doubt. I mean, every year I'm up all night Wednesday night.
And I just eat.
And she's going to her mom, so good for you.
I may buy a pie.
We're going to talk about people like you in just a minute, but first we do want to see who's in the kitchen today. Someone who can solve our Thanksgiving stress. Order from Chef Nikita and Geyer's Sausage Kitchen. But today you're going to teach us a skill. Tell us what you're teaching.
Yes, so today I'm going to teach you how to carve the turkey. So you can get it oven ready and everything from us. We do make life a lot easier, take the stress out. But carving, it's always better to carve it yourself. It keeps the juices and everything in. So today I'll be teaching you how to carve, and I brought you guys some little chickens to practice on.
Oh, okay. That's fun. Although it's harder because they're smaller.
Yeah, but you have a little knife with it.
Okay.
It's not as big
baby
as...
knife.
All right. Well, we're going to learn the correct and certainly probably more attractive way to carve a
Of course,
turkey.
you already know this, I'm sure.
Yeah, carving isn't my forte.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
more of the gravy master.
Yes, that's my job too. Do you pass off the carving to a man in the house?
Do.
I do
Isn't that
too.
terrible? I do too.
Yeah.
We always
it
have
makes
a
them
man
feel
carve.
manly, even if they don't know what they're doing.
Well, I'm always afraid I'll make a mistake and you can't go back and rectify it, so I want somebody else to be responsible.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Well, we're obviously getting into the holiday spirit. I want to point out something new and different that we have created. We're going to do a little swap-a-roo of our logo and turn it from regular blue to fall. So some fall colors.
decorating.
We are. This is
I'm
how
in
we
the
decorate on
spirit.
television. We change our graphics colors. So something new and fun, and thanks to the guys behind the scenes for figuring that out. Just makes it fun. I like the colors.
Yes.
Because we don't get a lot of colors outside, so we're going to have them in here instead.
I like
That's the way
that.
we're going to do it. It is time for our first hot topic, and it took 5 hours of discussion, but the Lido Beach concession area will now be managed by a private group. The owners of the Daiquiri Deck will take over the property in May, pending approval of renovations. Local residents say they're concerned that the planned 200-seat restaurant's too commercial for Lido Beach, but those in support say they're excited about the playground, the planned splash pad area, and an ice cream shop that will make it all family friendly. Now, I should point out that we've also had no confirmation that a Daiquiri Deck is going on to Lido, but it is the owners of that property. What do you
This will
think?
be exciting. I like the fact that they're making it family friendly, because when I go, I've usually got kids along, and I want them to have a good time too.
Well, it's already family friendly. There's a pool there, and there's an
and a
ice cream
beach.
shop,
But it's
and
old.
there's a.
But the
Well,
ice cream
that
shop is
true.
going away, so
Well,
I-
and I understand it's old, but let's not make it seem like it wasn't family friendly. You know.
No, it was
Yeah.
family friendly, but it looks like the 1960s. I mean, I think it needs
But
a
that's what
facelift.
makes it so.
But there was no place,
cool.
just a few places to sit down.
They
And
have 200 seats there.
No, that's what's coming.
No, they have those
They have that
benches.
much?
Yeah, they have
I
200
have been,
seats
I've
there.
never seen 200 seats there.
Well, there's like 15 tables, all that seat at least 10 people.
I've never seen you be anti-development. I'm interested in this.
because
you don't
it's a-
usually do that.
Here's my thing. I love the beach, and I feel when you come to our area, there's just a few places left where you can go without having to pay someone to sit down and be bothered with someone saying, how can I help you? Can I serve you? I go to the beach, be able to go walk up to a concession stand, hang out, and actually do it on your own and not feel compelled to spend $100 or feel compelled to do anything else. That was one of the only areas on Lido where you can just go on your own, park in that lot, and just hang out.
I like that. Now
I agree
that
with
that
that.
would bother me too. I would like a place that you can sit at a table without having somebody say you can't sit here. It's a restaurant.
Yeah, and
Right.
and now that was the last spot, so now it's gone.
Well, hopefully there'll be a mix. I mean, there can certainly still be a self-serve window. You know, I know Siesta Key has a nice
But they're not.
mix.
I mean, what restaurant's going to let you just go sit down and hang out and take
No,
up the table
they're-
for
I
an
mean,
hour?
But at
Not at
Siesta
the
Key you
restaurant.
can. At Siesta Key you
At the
can.
concession area, correct.
Are they
It's-
keeping the pool?
Yes.
It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be
proposal, yes.
renovated.
It's
Yes.
historic.
And
so I'm
obviously
sure they
this
will.
comes down to money. I mean, the city of
get it.
Sarasota absolutely does not have the funds to make this what they would like it to. And I think what everyone would like it to be, so that if a private group is able to manage some of the funding and then pay the
Yeah.
rent.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think business-wise, I think it's a good deal for the city. You don't have to shell out $3 million to renovate things that are needed. They need new bathrooms.
Yeah.
But what happens to when you put the cost against the people and getting some sort of services for them to your own pocket? I mean, we are paying taxes. You know, when can we allocate some of those funds to actually help the people and not say, hey, we don't have this in our budget?
Yeah, and we want to keep it open to people. That's the main
But
thing.
that's where-
everybody should be able to go to the
But
beach.
it's gone now, and that's where I'm kind of disappointed
I have
in the
some
process.
faith, though. I have some faith in the owners because they're local. Because
That's
this is
true.
not a big, huge corporation coming in
That's
and
true.
turning it into a franchise. This is a local group who I think truly understands Lido and why it's special.
And okay,
so I'm hopeful.
to give them credit, they have done similar things in other areas, and the other daiquiri decks and other restaurants that company owns have done well, and they haven't completely turned everything. I'm just not a big fan of
I just don't
change.
think we need another daiquiri deck on Lido if we have one in St. Armand's.
Right, and it may not be that.
Yeah,
I mean, they may
it
not
could-
brand it that.
It would have to be different.
I'd agree with that. So, well, all right,
Yeah,
we'll see
just
what
not
happens.
a big fan of change. I
The
don't know.
deal is done. Oh, you're getting the
I know.
sentimental in your old
I
age
know.
today. All right,
I'm emotional today.
Are you hosting or heading off to family and friends for your Thanksgiving meal? Well, in the UK, more and more hosts are charging cover for their culinary skills. Oh, my mother-in-law'd kill me. Like, priests bring $30 to help defray the cost of the food. So the controversial practice is obviously raising a big debate. But as more and more people no longer cook at home, people are not bringing food to share. And that puts more pressure on the hosts. What do you think?
My guests have never brought food to share.
Well, you should charge them.
Yeah, right. Okay, for my daughter, it's going to be this much. For her mother-in-law, it'll be that much.
You got to charge more for different people.
Obviously, it's tacky, but I kind of get it. It costs a fortune to host.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
Well,
it's expensive.
I won't be going to those homes where they charge you, when they invite you to dinner
No,
and
you have to
charge you for it.
delegate. You know, you bring the wine, you bring the dessert, you bring the sides, and I mean, it's a
So if you outsourced everything but the big stuff?
Oh, yeah.
You just do turkey gravy?
mashed potatoes.
That's
stuffing.
not outsourced. You could outsource that one.
Yeah.
That's the
Wait.
first one I
I think I'm
outsourced.
controlling.
So I outsource potatoes first because those take way too long.
Yeah, no, my husband's the
I mean,
potato
you
genius.
will. I mean, for a dinner of what, 20, you could spend $1,000.
It's
We're
up
not
there.
eating that well, but
Depends how much you spend on your turkey.
or your wine.
I buy it, a little at a time, so it's in my cupboard right now. It's ready to go.
I mean, I think it's a lot of work. I get it's tacky, but I think it's the least a person could do to come there and eat for free, you know?
I tend to
Even
agree.
if it's a hostess gift, and maybe not saying give me cash, just bring something.
Right, bring a side and bring a bottle of wine.
Says the person that's going to their mom and bringing nothing.
Yeah, well, it is your mom.
I don't like that.
so-
I don't. Well, maybe your mom, but I don't like telling my guests, okay, bring a bottle of
I
wine.
know.
No,
That's
I don't
just-
think you should have to. I think the person that's coming
should know.
just know that, you know
yes.
what, you're going there. This person put a lot of effort in cooking, cleaning, and just getting the place ready.
Right.
You could at least be nice and just do something as a gesture to say thank you.
Well,
But
'cause if you-
everybody shouldn't bring a bottle of wine because
Everybody
it's
be
the other
drunk.
stuff. It's the other
That's
stuff
true.
you need. Wine's
But if you
easy.
go to a Friendsgiving, you would never show up and expect your girlfriend to do all that.
Exactly.
So it gets a little hard with family because it's a little more okay to show up and know that everything's going to be taken
It's
care
okay
of.
to take advantage of your family.
Pretty
just
much,
not,
yeah.
just
when
not
you
your
don't know
friends.
all these people so well, especially if they're not family. Although we went to a Christmas party once at somebody's home, we were leaving, and one of the guys parking cars ran out and said, "No, you're supposed to pay $30 each."
Wow. Really? This happened?
Oh yes, this was the head coach of the Rams house, by the way.
See, I told you people do this. It's tacky, but they
Ray
do it.
Malavese's
So,
house, and he's
I
dead,
tried
so
to
I
do
can
this
say
one
that.
time when I was younger, and I had this huge event. And it was like, it didn't cost me at all anything. I got my mom to pay for it, and I had decided that I was going to charge cover. And I had collected maybe, I don't know, $500. My mom was like, why are you doing this? And she was so upset at me for collecting this money and made
was
me give it
tacky.
all back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is a little tacky.
Okay, I have to
understand.
say, I came to your birthday party. If you'd told me, if you'd given me a bill at the end of the night, I would have been
Yeah.
real upset by that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't invite someone and expect them to pay.
No, that's true. Just bring something, please. All right, I'll pay you to stand in line for me, especially tonight at the grocery store. Google Maps, though, has a new feature to help. The app will now tell you how long lines are at different grocery stores using info that is crowdsourced. The feature should be released right around Thanksgiving. I have not checked yet today, but I think I'm going to. The app already uses the technology for wait times in popular restaurants, so now you'll be able to decide which store to run into based on the crowd factor. Now, in a place like where we are, where there's like numerous grocery store options, I think this is ingenious.
It's
Yeah.
genius.
like
I love
parking lots alone would turn me away
Yeah.
from one and drive down the street to another.
And
I like
there,
this
but
idea.
there's some places this is not going to work for. Although at Yoder's picking up pies, I'm always the first person in line at like 7:30.
Is that tomorrow you're going to do this?
Yes,
Wednesday
but you know,
morning?
then I've gotten there sometimes at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I walk right up.
And there's no one?
Yes, and I've waited in line for 45 minutes really early in the morning, so it would be great if you could know what time is best and then run over at
Right.
that time.
Yeah.
The grocery store tonight will be bad. I mean,
It
I
will
think we
be.
all know that.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things you have to do. So if I had a way to know what was a better time,
But
Yeah.
tonight's
I like
better
that.
than tomorrow.
you think
Tomorrow.
people are buying groceries on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving? Those are the people that are
People that are
bringing
all-
ready-made
Wait, I don't
pies.
understand. Why are you buying it the day before?
Because
Why haven't you
forgot
bought it
one
already?
or two things.
Why haven't I bought it already?
Yeah.
I've been feeding my family all week. I don't have time to cook for Thursday yet.
You can put it in the freezer.
Oh, girl, I can't wait.
Does your
Give her
freezer
5 children.
does your freezer not work? I don't
I
understand.
want to freeze it. I want it fresh.
You know the grocery store has to keep it cold somehow.
I'm going to call you at midnight. That's all I'm
just
saying. Who says there's no such thing as a free lunch? Well, how about a free liquid lunch anyway? A Milwaukee brewery gave away a lot of free beer Sunday. So they do this special during home Green Bay Packers games. Free beer until green and gold scores. The Packers. The problem is the team was shut out by the Baltimore Ravens. They never scored.
Wow.
So it was free beer all day. Now, in the restaurant's defense, this is a good gamble. The Packers have not been shut out at home in 11 years. So the sad fans drowned their sorrows for free.
Aw.
That's amazing.
Now the restaurant owners are drinking.
Yes,
They're
they
drowning
are.
their sorrows.
They're drowning in bills. from
And
all-
rethinking their marketing scheme.
Yep, if the team's going to stink,
That's
the beer
awesome.
shall not be free. So, I don't know. Tracy, have you ever heard anything like that around here?
No, I'll let you know.
We'll be there.
Well, see, you'd never do it for the Bucks, because I hate to say it, but they get
Oh,
shut out all the time.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't do that in baseball, because it's
Yeah.
not uncommon to have a 0-run game. So I
Maybe you
don't-
can do it for one of the high schools.
you can't encourage
don't
drinking
drink
around the
beer.
high school
Okay,
game.
okay.
Again, I'm going to loan her
Well,
5 children.
Clearly, that's a bad idea, too. That's frowned upon. The adults are drinking it.
Not at the high school game.
No? Makes sense. I get it.
We're going to check out our happy hour forecast, as obviously she is too, and come back with a foodie anniversary with a Suncoast chef.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather forecast for this happy hour. Looking a little bit better as opposed to the clouds. They kind of shifted to the north and east of us now, associated with that little piece of energy. But you'll notice another piece behind it coming off the coast of Texas. That's going to be our Thanksgiving Day weather, as it will bring us a chance for showers and clouds as well. But right now, most of the rain well to the north and east of our particular area. There are some showers moving onshore down south near Fort Myers, but not much going on here. Live sweep of the radars indicating that the rain is over. Whatever rain we did have is over, and it looks like we will see partly cloudy skies through this evening. Currently, we do have partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, 75 degrees. The dew point temperature is still up there at 67. A little higher humidity. Winds are out of the east at 8, and the pressure 29.92 inches, which is standard pressure. And temperatures into the mid to upper 70s. 79 now in Venice. 79 as well in Northport. A couple degrees cooler in Mayaca City, and 75 in Bradenton. Well, much more in our forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
The James Beard Foundation Awards are often called the Oscars of the food world. They honor the very best in cuisine, and this is the 30th anniversary of the awards. And Suncoast chef Steve Phelps from Indigenous is here to tell us what makes these awards so special. Okay, I've heard that name, James Beard, but I have no idea who he is. Could you tell us about James Beard?
Sure. The James Beard Foundation and James Beard himself are an organization. Well, actually, he started doing a lot of community work years and years ago to raise awareness and the nurturing of the culinary world, and a lot of educational programs through different outlets that would, teach people about good food and good food projects and things that we could do. And the James Beard Foundation, since they have come together, have had events across the country, across the globe, to continue to make a big impact on the food industry, utilizing chefs and organizations that can help teach and train people about proper food service and proper nutrition. And it's a vast amount of things that they've done there.
How big a deal are these awards?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, you would say that, yes.
I think that as having 2 semifinalist nominations and getting in there, I think I could die a happy chef. I mean, that's something that, just having that's really incredible. And it's kind of the Oscars of the culinary
It's the
world.
big deal.
I mean,
Don't downplay it. This is a
it's
big
good.
deal.
Still,
He's humble.
That never sinks in that you achieved that, and you say, what did I do to deserve that? And it's nice to know that you really just did what you did.
Well, you've been a semifinalist, what, in 2014, 2015?
2014, 2015, and maybe we'll get one this year.
Yes. Well, how do you get nominated?
It's based on your activity in your communities as well as your food. Sourcing sustainable food and things like that is always very important, but the quality of your food and your service and the impact on the community, doing Chefs Move to School programs and supporting local fisheries, and it's the whole circle around what you're actually doing. Yes, the food has to be amazing. It doesn't always have to be like foo-foo expensive. I mean, there's people win James Beard Awards for, having little mom and pop diners. So it's the commitment to excellence. And, and I think that that's probably the best line to use.
I love how
you're
you just put
competing
that.
with people from all over the world, though.
Yes.
They're in these competitions.
Every country seems to have their own type of James Beard foundations that, will award and acknowledge great chefs. And I shouldn't just say chefs, because it's artisans and culinarians and restaurateurs. And, what we've done here has been one of the big examples across the globe, though.
Oh, that is wonderful. Sarasota.
I know. It's pretty good.
Is there sort of a way to be successful, sort of to know what they're looking for and what direction to go in when you're entering?
I think the best thing to do is for chefs, when they say, how'd you achieve that? I think you just tell everybody, I don't really know how I achieved it. I do what we do. We put out a great product. We research everything we do. We're really into food history. We're really into, dedication to local sources. But at the end of the day, you have to put out a great product, and you have to do it consistently. And you just never know who's in your restaurant. So that's one thing that I've always found surprising in Sarasota, that you know, apparently there's been some really influential people in the culinary world having dinner at our restaurant.
Oh.
And, you know,
You didn't even know.
Yeah.
I had no
Now,
idea.
what is this that you brought us?
So today we're doing something that's actually on our new menu for winter. It's a ocean crudo of cobia. We've made what's called Beijing peanuts on top, which is Beijing peanuts is like a street food in China that they actually toss the peanuts after they fry them in black vinegar, sugar, and cilantro and a little bit of hot chilies.
I'll say something spicy.
Yeah, there's some spice in there.
Hello?
There's a little Szechuan oil on there, and then we
Sounds
use
really good.
we make a ginger pickling liquid, and we pickle those Thai chilies and the radishes on there. And a
So
little
someone
cilantro.
comes into the restaurant, unbeknownst to you, who is affiliated with something like
Mm-hmm.
James Beard Foundation, enjoys a dish, orders another, enjoys the presentation. Does this all start the ball rolling?
That does start the ball, and then most of the voting is done by former winners and people who are you know on the board of James Beard. So you know when you win one, not being a semifinalist, but as you win one as a best chef award, when the next awards come out, they go to you and say, "Are you familiar with this?" And here's the ballot, and it's pretty cool that you know
Oh,
you're
it's
voting
being
for
a
your
judge.
peers. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And this really is a big deal because it is going to be on the network on ABC. They are featuring a 1-hour special celebrating 30 years of the James Beard Foundation, and it is coming up on Sunday, November 26, right here on ABC7. What a big deal it
gonna be a big
really
show.
is. Yes, and next we're going to help keep the men in our lives healthy with Gulf Coast Medical Group.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Christmas Tradition by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Prostate cancer affects 1 in 6 men. It is the most common non-skin cancer in America. But when found in the early stages, prostate cancer is not a death sentence and is very treatable. Dr. Bradley Hubb from Gulf Coast Medical Group is here to tell us that, I love this, real men get checked. And ladies, we all know it's our job to push those men to the doctor. But let's start with the basics. So for those of us who do not have one, what is a prostate?
Yes. Well, you know, it's a man thing. Obviously, prostate is a gland. It's a small gland about the size of a walnut. It's part of the male reproductive tract.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's one of those glands that is prone to getting cancer.
And how highly prone. I mean, some of the statistics I've seen as men age, this becomes almost a more often than not situation.
That's correct. I mean, you said 1 in 6 men will get prostate cancer.
That's a lot.
I mean, that number probably is even higher than that if you take into account if you live to 90 or 100. I mean, it might be 1 out of every 2 men might get prostate cancer.
Wow.
So
How dangerous is it?
Well, you know, on the spectrum, it's if you catch it early, like a lot of cancers, it's one of these cancers that the survivability is 99%.
Oh, wow. So there's definitely good news.
So it's just catching it.
Absolutely, you
All
bet.
right,
Yeah,
let's talk about risk factors. Since it is so prevalent, what puts us at risk?
Yeah. Well, probably the biggest risk is age. I mean, it's a disease of older men, okay? 50 and over for sure, 65 and over probably even more so. So if you're a young man, not very likely. But the age is by far the biggest risk. So
and we don't want to cure that.
Well, no,
yeah,
no.
We want you to live a long
yeah.
time.
And as we're living longer, we're seeing more prostate cancer develop. But so age is the big thing. Race is the next risk. African American men are actually higher than Caucasian, so we see a lot more in the black race. Family history is a big one too. If it runs in your family, let's say your dad had prostate cancer or your brother, then your risk is higher. And then diet plays a role. We're not really sure exactly how much diet plays a role, but people that eat a lot of red meat or a lot of fatty foods might have a little higher risk. One interesting caveat with that, there was a study not too long ago that showed coffee drinkers, men that drink moderate amount of coffee actually have less risk of prostate cancer.
Really?
So for any of you men out there drinking coffee, it's you're helping your cause. So.
Yes, have more.
Hard to figure out what to eat and what not to eat these days.
Yeah.
But symptoms, this is something that I know you really wanted to talk about.
Right. Well, the take-home message here for men that are listening is there really are no symptoms. I mean, early on, the symptoms are none. You can feel fine and have prostate cancer.
Wow.
The symptoms really don't develop until it's advanced. As the cancer starts to push on your prostate, you might notice blood in your urine. You might notice maybe difficulty passing your urine. Maybe you're getting up at nighttime to go to the bathroom a little more. Obviously, if it spreads, if it gets into your bones, you could have, advanced pain in your bones. It could push on nerves that go down your legs, numbness in your legs and feet. And anything related to your bladder and your bowel could be a symptom also.
So it seems to me the takeaway is if it's typically asymptomatic, the only thing to do is what?
Get checked.
Get it checked.
That's right, yes, yeah. And that's the big thing. If you're a man out there listening, or you're a woman that's got a husband or a boyfriend, get him in, get him to the doctor, get a checkup, and we're going to be able to catch prostate cancer before it's a problem. I mean, it's a curable disease.
But ignoring it makes a problem.
That's correct, yes.
All right, good advice. Thank you, Dr. Hupp. To get more information about Dr. Hupp, you can certainly find him on the Gulf Coast Medical Group website at gulfcoastmedicalgroup.com. Coming up next, we'll learn how to pick the perfect Christmas tree.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
It's time to take a road trip.
Huntsville is a must-see destination. Is this your stop?
Roger.
Marvel at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Wow. Step into the past at Alabama Constitution Village. All aboard! The golf is stellar, and even the food is out of this world in the Rocket City. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Nikita from Geyer's Sausage Kitchen. And I know we're talking turkey carving tips. There's a big debate in my house. Electric knife or just a good sharp chef's knife?
Well, it's actually personal preference. You know, if you want the electric knife, because it kind of does the work for you, makes it a little bit easier at points, but sometimes, you know, if you're not comfortable with it, it can get out of hand. That's why today I brought, chef's knives. So don't worry, I won't trust nobody. Didn't know electric knives, Linda. You don't have to worry. Got you a little one. So yeah, it's just kind of personal preference. If you like the ease of it, or if you're uncomfortable with it, I never recommend it.
Okay, yes. Good safe advice. We'll join you in a little bit. Bobette?
Well, it's a sure sign it's holiday season because the Christmas tree stands are popping up all across the Suncoast and the trees are arriving. But not all Christmas tree varieties are created equal. So Alex Barth from Troy's Tropics is here to help us pick the perfect tree. All right, welcome. We know you guys don't have trees, Christmas trees there, but you are a Christmas tree expert.
I am the #1 expert in Sarasota.
Very good.
No, seriously, he really is.
And you'll see him right here.
So when you start talking about Christmas trees, I know we have 2 varieties behind us, but is it too early to start bringing them in? Because, you know, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I know. Here's the saying, an early buyer is a happy buyer, especially right now. There is a lack of availability and viable Christmas trees. So the earlier you buy, the better. The key is water. You can buy as early as you want. As long as you get it to the house and get it watered, it'll be fine through January.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, well, you mentioned water. How much water and how little? Because, you know, I like to kill things.
Right. So another saying, a happy tree is a healthy tree. So water is important in the stand. You never want to let it go below that fresh cut. So when you get the tree, you get it home, make that fresh cut, immediately submerge it in water, and the tree should do fine. Now, if air conditioning vents are around and you're getting direct hair, spritz the tree. Just use a hairspray bottle, empty, no hairspray in it, and just spray water on the actual needles, and it'll be fine.
Okay, now let's switch gears a little. There are varieties, and you brought 2 behind us. Tell us first about the Noble.
Correct, yeah. Right now, the availability is limited. So right here we have the Noble. The Noble fir, if you look at it like this, the Fraser firs are the Hondas, reliable. Noble firs are like the Cadillac of Christmas trees.
Oh.
Great needle retention, very cool characteristics. They live a long time. This tree, for instance, takes 9 to 10 years to get 6 feet tall. So if you imagine, for a decade, they are growing before we actually buy those trees.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, and you mentioned the other one. It's not...
The Fraser fir, yeah.
Ta-da!
It's all reliable. It's the Honda of trees. It's going to run 300,000 miles. I mean, it's just great. Great needle retention, upward needle looks, great characteristics, great form, wider bases. It's just a lovely tree all around.
So am I going to pay more for a Noble, assuming with your car descriptions, than I am a Fraser?
You are going to pay more for a Noble, and you're going to pay more overall. Year over year, the price has gone up 10%. So the past 6 to 7 years, 10% every year. We are paying quite more than we did back in 2008.
Yeah.
So in the early 2000s, Okay, they grew a massive amount of Christmas trees. Then the recession happened. So remember, 8 to 9 years is what it takes
for a tree to be
mature. The cost went down because the overabundance of trees on the market, and it took farmers out of business because of just a saturation of Christmas trees everywhere. Now we're back to a scarcity of trees.
Oh, wow.
Oh, where do these come from?
So mainly the firs come from the North Carolina area, the Appalachian Mountains, but they do grow them out in Oregon. They're viable out there, so mainly Appalachian Mountain region and Oregon.
So these trees are already here. I don't
Correct.
ever
on their
buy
way, if
early,
not here.
but they're already here. They're already cut.
They are already cut, yeah. You'd be surprised how long they last. So they're filtering in now. I actually took a survey on the availability of them last week, and just the past few days they've started to filter in.
I called a couple places, and you almost like to get the size I wanted. They're like, oh, we already had pre-orders for them. We don't have any more.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah, I was trying to get a 15-foot tree, and I was literally told that those orders went out months ago. So I need to go either buy a fake one or just let that go.
I want to see you with that on the top of your car.
All right. Well, Alex, you were telling me earlier about the water. But now I hear people doing all kinds of crazy things, like putting aspirin, Sprite, sugar, all kinds of things in the water.
Yeah.
Can you do all those things?
There's been many studies done. The easiest way is just use water. Sprite is not effective. Aspirin is not effective. So good old reliable water is the best way to get that moisture up into the tree.
Well, I was told you have to keep cutting the bottom of the tree off, and that's really hard with the decorations on.
No. You don't have to do that. As long as there's water submerged, it will not seal up the wound. If you let it go dry, the pan go dry, then it starts to dry out and you need to make a new cut again.
So when you get the tree from, let's say, the Christmas tree lopped, at that point, I want to take a cut on the bottom, correct? Because it probably is dry.
Yeah, a lot of times those lots will cut them for you so you can take it home. But if there is a delay, say it takes you about 5-6 hours to get the tree into your house, make a fresh cut and then submerge it in water.
And then once it's submerged, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds good. Well, I have a reason you should never put Sprite in it, because I did that a couple of years ago, and the tree got knocked over by children and pets. And let me tell you, Sprite with tree sap in your carpet, that was a hot mess. So I recommend water. That did not work well at all. In fact, that was a new carpet.
What about other things? Because I've even heard people say they put hairspray.
Please. Public service announcement. Do not spray your trees with hairspray. That's a great way to set your entire house on fire.
Oh, who would have thought?
So spritzing with water is the best way to do it. If you keep it moist, the needles are going to stay retained. They're not going to fall off. Moisture is key. Hairspray, big no.
All right, and the tree behind me, because they come in different varieties. I see there's wider, longer. What should I be looking for?
So what you want to look for is good needle retention, and you want to look for a heavy tree. A heavy tree is a happy tree. If the tree seems light compared to others, it's a dying tree. So nice characteristics of branching. You know, what you see is what you get, but the main thing, you want to be concerned with weight. Make sure it's a heavier tree. It means it's alive, it's vibrant, it's healthy.
And where did these trees come from?
So these trees actually came from, there's 2 local buyers, okay? One is in Venice, and then the other one's on Bee Ridge and Beneva. Great guy, his name is Mark. Fantastic local buyer of trees.
All right, and when can we go out and buy them?
You go now, go today.
All right.
Go today.
It's a race. The race is on.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. Now, Choice Tropics is at Proctor and Honore in Sarasota. You can call them or go visit them online, or just go by there. They have all kinds of other plants. I've killed many of them, but they'll help you if you learn to listen, unlike me. Next, we're going to look back at a rock legend on his birthday. We'll be back.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Punta Gorda names its new police chief. How the 3rd female chief on the Suncoast is paving the way for other women in law enforcement. And teachers in Manatee County closer to getting a raise. How much extra they'll earn annually and how the Tentative agreement will affect the group's health care premiums. Let's get a check on our weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Scott, a lot of clouds today. Not much rainfall, a few showers around. That's a little area of low pressure that you see spinning right here. This is heading away, and we're starting to see some clearing, a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. But we also have another system right here. You can see it coming off the coast of Texas right now. Pretty big low pressure area. This will, again, move in our direction, change our weather up for, it looks like, Thanksgiving and even into Friday. We'll talk about that. Right now, the heaviest rain by far to the north and east of our area. Forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Guitar rock legend Jimi Hendrix will be 75 years old this next week. And though his career and life was cut very, very short, his mark on American pop culture runs deep. Dave Berry from Sarasota Music Archives is here, and Claire Shaw, who actually knew Jimi Hendrix personally, is joining him. All right, let's start with you. Dave, tell us about Jimi's music and, why was it so unique?
Well, Jimi had a huge influence on music and rock music, knowing that he was only really in the business for a very short time. His first 3 studio albums were within a year and a half, and released all of those within a year and a half.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, and they were so influential, they're affecting people today. I mean, when kids learn to play guitar now, they're learning to play all the Jimi Hendrix licks, and they remember him as one of the most influential guitarists of all time.
Why did you think his fame just held up so much over time? Because, again, he's about to be 75 next week if he was still alive.
That's right. Well, he was unique. He was very unique. He was very talented, and he was a unique personality, too. The way he used his guitar, he was left-handed, so he had to flip it over, and he had to reverse the strings on it. And he didn't reverse the pickups. And that gave his guitar a very unique sound also. So not only was he a unique and talented person, his sound was very unique.
Oh, Claire, he's talking very personally about him, but you knew him personally. Tell me what kind of person he was.
Jimi was awesome. He was sweet. He was so unlike his persona that it's kind of hard to put the two together, because he was just such a personable guy, and he was a jokester, and he was the opposite of his image.
How did you know him?
I was actually his cook, his personal chef, cook, and I worked for him the summer of the Woodstock Festival when he was supposed to put a band together. He no longer had his old band that was the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and his job was to put a new band together to play the Woodstock Festival, and I was hired to get him healthy, because he had been on the road non-stop from the time the first album had come out up until then, and people just can't grasp the idea that his entire career was 4 years.
Wow.
Oh, no. He had died in 1970, and his first album came out in 1967.
Wow, that is amazing.
Unbelievable, the impact
especially
he's had.
for that kind
and
of
his impact is still that
yes.
vibrant today.
Yeah, there's not a teenager that doesn't know his music.
Well, so tell me a little about, kind of food he liked.
Well, my job, in my opinion, was to get him healthy, was to embrace the farm-to-table movement, which was huge at that time. And luckily, it still is. Just watching this other segment of the show, that's what we're talking about right now.
So did he like fine foods and like, what you would say the foo-foo type foods, or more down to earth like burgers?
Okay, so when I got to the house, it was in the dead end road. It was called the Woodstock House, but it was in Shokan, and it was kind of in the middle of nowhere. I opened the fridge, and there was a big thing of Kentucky Fried Chicken, half eaten. It was all dried out in a bag of Aduki beans, and they had apparently had a health food chef there before me, and Jimmy drove 45 miles
to go get some fast food.
So I asked him what he wanted, and he's like, well, whatever you want. He was just totally easygoing personality like that. And my take on it was, because he'd been on the road so long, that he just wants a home-cooked meal.
Yeah.
And he also was putting a band together that was quite a combination of people. There was a Puerto Rican, there were Black Americans that he knew from the Army, there was a concoction, there was British, and it was my job to kind of feed everybody. And
you were young.
Yeah, you were very young.
Oh, well, I know that you're writing a book about him, so good luck with that. And you guys can get more information about a lot of huge music collections, because the Sarasota Music Archives can be seen with all kinds of genre. You can find them online or go to Sarasota Selby Library, and they have all the details there. Next, when we come back, Tracy's going to tell us about a food film event. We'll be right back.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these other injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-604-1698. That's 800-604-1698.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
We always talk a lot about good food when Tracy is here with us, but you have something important to share about a film event that's coming up.
That's correct. We are doing a special filming of the film Wasted, produced by Anthony Bourdain. It'll be on Sunday, December 3rd. It's an important movie talking about 40% of the food in the United States is wasted every year. So it'll be a special filming at Burns Court Cinema, and followed by a Q&A at Owens Fish Camp. We'll have city commissioners there. We're working on some initiatives in Sarasota to combat food waste here in our own community.
It is so important. We know hunger is a problem in our community, so we need to solve food waste at the same time. This is something the Chefs Collaborative is putting together, and you can go to their website for more information. Oh, I'm going where that turkey is. We are headed to the kitchen with Nikita from Geyers.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
Fact: the top 3 Marriott hotels in North and South America are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, according to a recent survey of 363 Marriott hotels. The Marriott at Grand National, the Marriott Shoals Hotel, and the Grand Hotel. And 2 of the top 3 Renaissance hotels are also on the trail: Ross Bridge in Birmingham and the Battle House in Mobile. Southern hospitality still rules. For reservations or information, visit rtjgolf.com/resorts.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The city of Northport paid thousands of dollars to its employees for overtime during Hurricane Irma. Why that cost will not be fully reimbursed by FEMA. And taking a quick look at our First Alert traffic, there is some backup on I-75 northbound. There's a stalled vehicle blocking the exit to Fruitville Road, which is causing some traffic in that area right now. Well, let's get a check on our First Alert weather forecast with Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Right now it's 75 degrees. A little bit of sunshine has peeked out as a result of this storm system now pushing to the north of us. A little piece of energy brought us some clouds earlier today. Those clouds are starting to thin out a bit. The dew point temperature still pretty high at 67, so we'll see lows tonight fairly close to seasonal. And you see all the clouds associated with that now moving off to the north. That low pressure heads off to the northeast, and we have another one developing here. We'll talk about that and what it means for Thanksgiving at 5.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love, love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Coming up Wednesday at 4 on Suncoast View, it's Workout Wednesday. All right, we are trying one of the weirdest trends yet. Get ready for goat yoga. Here's how it works. We get on the floor, the goats get to climb on us. Awesome. The Van Wezel has Black Friday ticket specials to share, up to 50% off, plus holiday fire safety all season from the fire department, and Chef Judy has last-minute turkey tips in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Nikita from Geyer's Sausage Kitchen. And what are we doing today?
So today we are going to be carving. We're going to show how to carve the turkey.
Okay.
So by now you probably have your turkey recipe and what you want to be done down. So now here's the show. And like we talked about earlier, you have electric versus just a regular knife. I brought regular knives because I didn't think it would be safe to bring.
And look at this little babies.
Because she didn't trust us with electric. Be honest.
I thought it would be a little bit
sort
better.
of like a chainsaw with an electric knife.
Power tools aren't always a good idea. So when you start with the turkey, yeah, like I said, break guys the little chickens to kind of get an idea. You want to find the center bone, the center chest bone right here. Once you find that.
With your fingers.
Oh.
Tracy, you and I are sharing this.
Okay, so you see it right there, and these legs, see the skin on the sides. You want to cut through this skin first so it doesn't tear. So it cuts through and see, and it'll kind of gives it a map for you.
Oh, this here.
I got this. Yeah, so that's the first thing, each side.
Yeah.
Let's get that off
So
there.
basically, you're cutting the legs off.
I get excited.
And then,
all the way through.
and then you can spread them. You can spread it out a little bit because it makes more room when you're cutting the breast off. I like to cut the breast off first because that's mostly everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
So now you want to start right at this breastbone. You want to cut slightly in.
Slightly in.
Slightly in, so you feel the bone.
Ooh,
that's not that.
Uh-oh.
You got it?
Not feeling anything.
Yeah.
And then you want to come down with it.
Are you supposed to be cutting the bone?
No, I don't want bone in my breast.
No bone in the breast. Out. You want to cut out, come down towards the bone, and then.
All right, mine has a couple lines.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's the first. And it's easier how I do it.
So you're going to take the whole breast off.
You're going to take the whole breast
really?
off. So see, if you slide it like this.
Oh,
and,
I see.
Yep, you come straight down through here.
Well, I like
Okay,
that
Tracy.
method because that way you're not grinding against the bone every time you make a cut.
Exactly. And you come out.
Except that Bobette gave me ribs in mine.
That's okay.
You know, bones are a new trend.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine.
I got a bone.
So
I got a bone.
You got a bone.
The bones are in strange places here.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, leave the bone in. You got it. What's that
There
thing
you
at
go.
the top?
On, chicken. You did the bottom part too?
Look at that.
You cut it right
did
through.
well.
Yeah, and you don't feel free to spin it around. Have no problem.
Okay, so then you do the same thing with the other breast?
Then you do the same thing with the other side, and you come right out.
Yeah, sure it does.
I feel like when I tried this on a turkey, it wouldn't work.
Whoa, I got it.
See? See? Yep.
you're
And
doing
then now
great.
you'll have two.
Oh, look at this.
Got it?
You have to be careful and not cut the wishbone, right?
Yes.
Because the people in my family want the wishbone.
Yes, it's bad luck
Exactly.
if you break the wishbone.
Exactly.
Okay, you do yours, Tracy. You're probably really good at that.
And so, yeah, once you get the breasts off, Bobette's got both sides. There you
Yeah,
go.
Bobette did
Now you
great.
want to spread the legs out,
Okay.
and you'll find the joints. So
You did
joints,
it.
and if you flip them over too.
Okay,
So just to kind of give everybody at home an idea, see this right here?
Yep.
This is the leg, obviously, and this is the thigh. This is the dark meat that everybody wants.
I was going to ask you where the good dark meat is, in the
So
thigh.
that,
Okay.
That's the dark meat. So you want to come through here.
Flip it back.
Well, you can either way. You
Well,
can
yours
cut
fell
it.
right off, so you got
Oh, mine fell off.
Yeah. See, a lot of the times when they're fully cooked, they'll just come right off.
Nikita, turn that around for us. I know I'm asking you to
Yeah.
do it backwards, but I want
That's
everybody
okay.
to see
So
inside
see,
there.
yeah. So see, this joint right in here is what you want to go through on the thigh.
Okay, and I'm never sure. I don't like dark meat personally, but my family does. Where do
Yes.
I want to pull the good stuff?
There.
The good
Okay,
stuff, so
Tracy.
the nice meat will come off. So here's another joint in here. Let's see.
The drumstick.
The drumstick is the nice meat, and you can just shave it right off of here. This is the really good.
Oh, so
dark
good meat is on the drumstick.
You can get off the drumstick or the
Okay.
thigh. It's kind of, everybody has their own personal preference. You know what I mean when it
Yeah.
comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's always really juicy on the thigh.
Oh, yes.
Nikita, why is this so juicy? What did you brine it?
Nope, I actually didn't brine it. We cook everything in an oven bag. We do always, because
Oh,
then
you
you don't have to worry about it ever drying out.
So we're talking like the sous vide method?
Yeah, so you cook it. Yeah, you want to cook it, and then the juices keep cooking in itself.
But does it turn brown like this?
We baste it. What I do is we have a my mom makes a seasoning with paprika and salt and pepper. You want to use a sweet paprika, and you mix that right into your melted butter when you baste the breast and everything, and that's what gives it the nice golden brown color.
So you're not just basting in juice, you're basting with a little melted butter.
Actually, we don't baste once. We do one quick one before we put it in, and that's all. We
And then
don't
you
touch
leave it in the bag.
We don't touch it till it comes out.
Oh, I gotta get one of those
I was just
bags.
going to say, so even a basic cooking bag like we can buy at the grocery store?
At your house, at your store.
Exactly.
I'm thinking of trying something new.
Yeah.
All right, Chef
Sounds
Nikita
easier.
teaching us how to carve our turkey. You can see, obviously, she does a great job. But the reason we love Geyer's this time of year is because all the side dishes that we can order and pick up. If anyone were to call late today, any hope?
Yes,
Yes?
we do still have sides, and we have some sizes of birds left. So yeah,
Okay,
there's still hope.
so if you're having a Thanksgiving panic, and I may very well be, Geyer's Sausage
you haven't
Kitchen
been to the
will help
grocery
you.
store.
No, I'm going to the grocery now,
we
trust
can help.
me.
We can definitely
See,
help.
we're out of time. I have to go shop. Tracy, great to have you with us. Happy
guys.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.